Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me, JoJo. On today's video, we're gonna go ahead and go over this glam makeup look, which is my favorite go-to. So if that's what you're interested in seeing, then keep on watching. Alright you guys, so let's go ahead and get straight into it. I'm using the Beauty Bay Nudes palette. I really love this palette. It goes with every look. The first shade I'm going to go ahead and use is Vanilla Latte, and I'm just going to go ahead and use it to set my brow bone and my eyeshadow primer, which is the MAC Ochre Paint Pot. Then the next shade I'm going to go ahead and take is Maple Syrup, and this is going to be my crease shade. I'm going to go ahead and start by tapping it out, holding my brush at the end, allowing the brush to just blend the eyeshadow basically on its own. Alright, after building the maple syrup shade up to the color payoff that I wanted, I'm going to go ahead and take Raw Sienna and Bare Necessities just to blend out any harsh edges that I have. And then with another brush that's the same as the other one, I'm going to go ahead and take Hazel, and I'm going to go ahead and start using this to darken up the crease. Just tapping it for right now on the outer part, and then just bringing it slightly into the crease as well. Alright, and then going back in with the first brush with Raw Sienna and Bare Necessity and blending out any harsh edges. And now with a smaller blending brush, I'm going to go ahead and take After Dark and just start darkening even more the outer portion of the eye. And then with Raw Sienna again and Bare Necessities, just blending out any harsh edges. And it's time to go ahead and cut the crease. I'm just taking my e.l.f. concealer, applying it as close as I can to the lash line, and then I'm going to go ahead and look up, and that's going to go ahead and give me that guideline to go ahead and cut my crease. And then after cutting the crease, I'm going to go ahead and take a packing brush, and with that shade Vanilla Latte, I'm going to go ahead and set that concealer. Alright, and then going in with the first brush, I'm going to go ahead and use maple syrup just to blend out the edges of the cut crease and blend it into the shadow, just so we have a middle ground. And then with a small detail brush, I'm going to go ahead and take Twilight, which is a black, and then the small blending brush that I used earlier just to go ahead and blend that out on the outer portion of the eye. And then going in with that first brush that I used, is blending out the edges to the eyeshadow. Alright, and you should have something like this. So it's time to go in for our face makeup. So for primer, I'm using the Hard Candy Hydrating Primer. It is a dupe for the Milk Makeup Grip Primer. I love this primer. you guys. I truly recommend it. Next, oldie but a goodie, the e.l.f. putty primer. Just going ahead and taking this on my T-zone where I have those big pores. Alright, for color correcting, I'm gonna go ahead and use my LA Girl orange color corrector, and then after I apply that, I'm gonna go ahead and blend it out, and then also setting that with a powder. So for foundation today, I'm gonna go ahead and use the NYX Born to Glow foundation in the color Caramel. You guys, I truly love this foundation. This is my third time using it. The finish is just so beautiful. The coverage, it just gives you a high full coverage, but it still looks natural. And although I do have oily skin, this lasts on my skin, and it's also because of that hard candy primer. So both of these together, you can have makeup that lasts all day. Ugh, look at the finish, you guys. So pretty. So for today, I'm going to go ahead and use the e.l.f. Camo Concealers in Light Beige and Fair Warm. Light Beige is just going to go ahead and give me that natural highlight. And then Fair Warm, I'm just going to go ahead and add just a bit later on to add that extra highlight. And then just going to go ahead and blending that out with my Real Techniques sponge. Like I said earlier, this is Fair Warm, and just adding that. Alright, and a step that I can't live without is cream bronzing. I'm just going to go ahead and take my L'Oreal Infallible Concealer in Cocoa, and just going to go ahead and bronze. And then blending that out with tapping motions, but at the same time I'm like brushing up. And just to make sure that everything blends out smooth, I'm just gonna go ahead and blend it out with my sponge. So to set all of this, I'm gonna go ahead and take my Wet n Wild Photo Focus powder in Banana. Truly love this powder. It doesn't give you flashback at all, and it makes your skin look so smooth, as you can see. So for bronzing today, I'm going to go ahead and take the Essence Matte Bronzing Palette. Just the first two shades. Truly love this. They're all matte, which is really hard to find at the drugstore nowadays. And again, just using tapping motion so I don't disturb anything that I've already laid down before. Alright, so for my nose, I'm just going to go ahead and take those first two shades again. And I'm just going to go ahead and go to town. So a trick that I've been doing lately, I'm taking the Essence Brighten Powder, and instead of baking with my baking powder, I'm just going to go ahead and take this and apply it to the sides of my nose. And it's been giving me a sharper look to my nose contour. Truly love this. If your baking powder really doesn't do anything, I would go ahead and try this method, which really does help. And then for baking, I'm going to go ahead and take that same Wet n Wild powder on my Real Techniques powder sponge and just bake underneath my bronzer. Alright, and then to finish up the eyes, I'm just going to go ahead and take that palette again, going in with Raw Sienna and Bare Necessities, because when I was applying my face makeup, I felt like my eyeshadow kind of just got lost. So I'm going to go ahead and touch that up, then taking a smudger brush with maple syrup and starting the bottom of my eye. I'm just going to go ahead and take that to half of the under eye, so that way the inner corner looks very bright and open. And then I'm gonna go ahead and just connect that to the eyeshadow on top. And then with the blending brush that I used in the beginning, just blending that harsh line out. Alright, and taking that small detail brush again with Twilight and adding that on the bottom lash line, just to go ahead and add like that tight line look. Blending that out with another smudger brush with no additional product. And with a clean brush, I'm just gonna go ahead and blend everything out, so that way I don't have any harsh edges. Dusting off that bake. And then for brows, I'm gonna go ahead and take my e.l.f. brow pomade in the shade Espresso. And I like to start with the bottom of my brow and then do the top. Then I only take a little bit of product at a time. And then the shape of my brow that I always desire is kind of a straight pulled back brow. It just really lifts my face, and that's the type of eyeshadow that I always do as well. So for blush, I'm taking the CoverGirl blush in Hot Frenzy, using tapping motions on the outer parts of my face, and I'm keeping my blush very high, and so that way it can give me that pulled back look. And then just setting all of that in with my Hard Candy setting spray. And don't be afraid to use a lot. And then for highlighting, I'm taking the Essence Pure Highlight Palette, just using those two golden shades and tapping in first, and then just blending that out. And then I'm gonna go ahead and take my blush brush and then blending the edges to that highlight out, so that way we get a seamless look. And then just adding a little bit of highlight where the lights hit, so on my forehead, and then I'm gonna go ahead and highlight as well the tip of my nose and the bridge of my nose. And then for lips today, I'm taking my Milani lip liner in Saucy Toffee and my CoverGirl liquid matte lip in Cafe Latte. And I like to line my lips as close as I can to my original lip line, so that way it doesn't look crazy. And now going in with the CoverGirl liquid matte lip in Cafe Latte. As I was applying it, I noticed that it was not staying and it was not working for me. So instead, I decided to go in with my Morphe lipstick in First Base for that ombre feel. And I'm just gonna go ahead and blend that out. And then I decided to add a gloss today, so I used my Fenty lip gloss, the original shade that they came up with. And then for lashes, I'm using my Essence mascara and then my IMV lashes in the style Chic 3D 13. Alright you guys, so this is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, this is my favorite go-to makeup look using the Beauty Bay Nudes palette. I completely love this palette and I will always recommend it. It's perfect for your glam looks, your neutral looks, and then also this row right here for a perfect smoky eye, which is coming in the future. So yeah, if you guys like this look, please go ahead and like the video, subscribe, share. It really does support me and I truly appreciate it. Can't wait to have you back. Bye.